here today because UW Medical and the whole Fred Hutch umbrella has played a pretty big role in my family's life over the last year. Last year was an intense year. Both my daughter and I were essentially simultaneously diagnosed with different types of cancer. So she was in and out of Children's Hospital from January through June of 2019. And in May, I was diagnosed, and so I came here to UW. And at that point, I was going through chemotherapy here at UW while my daughter was going through chemotherapy at Children's, and my wife and family was bouncing back between the two hospitals. I'm in a position where I was in remission, and then oddly enough, this year on May 20th, which was Violet's birthday, SCCA called me and told me that I had relapsed, so I've kind of started over again. And I just did a round of chemo last month here at UW Medical, and I'm hoping to find out within the next week if I'm into remission. And either way, I will most likely be doing another round of chemo here, and then I'll be headed to a bone marrow transplant. So I've got another long journey ahead of me. I do this whether I have cancer or not. So it's just, whether it's through Fine Dine Front Lines or any other organization, the focus shouldn't be on my individual story. It should be on what can we do to be helping the frontline workers and the struggling restaurants in Seattle. That's my goal. So with the financial donations, it's great for the hospitals and how they implement them to become better, but it doesn't always directly impact the people that are like on the front line who are putting their hands on people every day. So we were trying to think of a way to connect with them, and we just felt that serving them food was a good way to do that. I already spent last year on my back at UW and SCCA basically every single day, and now with my new diagnosis, I'm just mentally beyond capable of laying on my back anymore. I was looking this morning and we're at 4,900 going into this week, so next week we'll eclipse 5,000. Somewhere between 1,700 and 2,000 I did out of my car, essentially on my own with some help from my wife. The Seattle rugby community, which are both professional and semi-professional teams here in Seattle, they stepped up and offered their volunteer efforts to help me throughout the entire process from a pickup and distribution standpoint. So their volunteers generally have handled, I'd say, about 80% of the distribution since this happened. And if it weren't for them, we wouldn't be able to do this. When I'm in the hospitals, I see the fruits of the labors because people don't generally know that it's me doing this. And so I'm in the hospitals when these meals are delivered, and I get to see and hear the responses. So I know that it works, and that's enough for me to continue doing all this.